Good morning. This is your personal sensei for Thursday, June 18, 2015. And today, step 27, Gemini, rules the day. Today, my friend, it's time to put those words into action. In fact, I think the motto of the day is, actions today speak much louder than words. But for nearly 30 days, we've been working on the words. We've been working on the Gemini state of awareness, which is our thinking state of awareness. How we think, what we think about, what we ignore, what we listen to, what we allow ourselves to ponder. What do we allow to process in our mind and what we don't, and where do we point that brain of ours, what I like to call the smart ass? Where do we point the smart ass, and what do we focus on? Well, for the last 30 days, hopefully you've come to some conclusions about what to focus on and come to some conclusions about what not to focus on. And today, it's time to put that focus into action. Now, in the nature of reality, what I call the incarnation, our architecture of incarnation, we ultimately have to think about what we want to make happen. Mental thought is very powerful on Earth because mental thought carries with us into the afterlife. So the mind you have now and the way you think now is nearly exactly as you will think when you cross over. All right? So thinking is very powerful. It transcends spirit, it transcends reality, and it sets the framework for reality. But thank God, God put a stop measure on reality. To think about it is not enough. You must also act on it. You must also engage. You must also get her pregnant. You must also fertilize the egg, right? There is this process in reality where you have to take those ideas and put them into action. And this separates the people who are ready to actually do something from the people who are not ready to do something. Because the people who are ready will motivate themselves to get their ass off the couch and do it. Okay? And that's the only difference. I learned that very early in college. I'm like, the difference between me and someone else is I'm getting up and I'm doing it. That's the only difference. Right? So today, that's that difference. That is the difference that matters. The difference that matters is whether or not you act on your thoughts. So let's start this little segment with taming our brain with the phrase of today. I feel my passion today, oh I do, and I sense my truths as well. I feel my passion today, and I sense my truths. So, my phrase of the day is designed to get each hemisphere of your brain, right brain, left brain, spirit brain, physical brain, whichever way you want to look at it. There's bugs on this beach. They always like me. And the phrase of the day is designed to give each one of those hemispheres something to focus on. So today, I feel my passion. That's one thing I want to keep focusing on. I feel my passion, which means you just keep reminding yourself of how you're excited for something or how you feel passionate for something, whether it's passionate for something you're creating, passionate for something you have now. I feel my passion. And then secondly, and sense my truths. That's the other part of this. So I feel my passion about being an astrologer on camera, and I sense my truth. It'll likely go on for a while. And when you have both of those in mind, and when both of those match up, it's at that moment that you act, that you put your life into action. When it feels right and both senses as right. And you want to have that be the check measure. So today, before we go on with this life coaching and how to do this, let's just make sure our mind is paying attention to the two sides we want. Let's say it one more time to keep it in mind. I feel my passion today, and I sense my truth. Because I said so, I thought so. All right? So that is our basic. I feel my passion, I sense my truth. And with that, feeling your passion and sensing your truth, that is your barometer. That is your test as to whether or not you should take action. If it feels right and it makes sense and you get no warnings from the universe, then yes, pull the trigger, act, move forward. Go ahead and take that action. If it doesn't feel right but it makes sense, you don't. So if they don't match, you don't do it. All right? Or if it feels really right but something also seems like it's wrong, you don't take action. All right? So a lot of people come to me and go, hey, I don't know if I should do this. I'm getting this sense. I'm like, if you're getting a sense of that, then you don't do it. So today, feel out what it is that you're looking to take action on. Take action on moving forward with moving. Take action on talking to your boyfriend that, starting to end the relationship. A lot of people ending relationships right now. Taking some action. There's something where you're ready to take action. Already you want to put this new mindset in. And basically, you wait for the right time to act. And that time is when it feels right and you don't sense anything wrong. You don't sense anything that could happen at this moment. And that's your moment to act. Feels right, you sense it's right. And it's all right. And that leads me to today's Joy Quest. Today's Joy Quest, should you choose to accept it, is to act before you think. That's right, my friend. Act before you think. And this may seem counterintuitive. It is counterintuitive. In fact, according to God and according to spiritual sources, when your mind is stubborn and it doesn't want to get along the new thinking program, so it's like, let's say you've decided you're going to think positively and your mind keeps going negative, keeps going negative, keeps going negative. The secret is to act before you think. So you act positively, and that turns into positive thinking. You act positively. You put yourself into positive action. You force yourself to speak nicely to someone. And by putting yourself and forcing into action the direction you want your mind to go, your mind has no choice but to follow. So today, you've already thought through it for the last 30 days in Gemini. You've already thought through if you're going to do this or not do this. There's nothing to think about. There is only action. And if that smartass isn't getting on board, then you go ahead and act before you think. Start acting and force the mind to follow. That is my advice, friend. All right, so today you want to process your feelings, you want to process your senses, and when you want to act when it's appropriate to put into motion whatever it is you're manifesting this month. Now keep streaming for today's telepathy, and then we have Act 2, the Cosmic Clock, and at the end of the show, Act 3, your Zodiac Weather. I'll be talking about where you should be taking action today in your life. So let's move on to today's telepathy.